Clickbait is effective. It really doesn't matter what you're selling. Content, an event, a day well spent, it works. Like 90%. Because it's a promise. This will be unbelievable, shocking, provocative. But what does any of that have to do with Delhi's pollution issue? Even when news articles and videos use really eye-catching headlines, it's not that interesting anymore. But it is still important. Writer Casey Cole says that when risks are personal and dramatic, we're more likely to take them seriously. But pollution is everyone's problem, and it affects us over a very long period of time. Now though, it has been a long time. I grew up in this city. Over the past 20 years, I've seen it go from bad to worse. We've actually hit the limit of the AQ index and become one of the most polluted cities in the world. To be clear, yes, the October to December situation is because of a combination of crop burning, Diwali celebrations and industrial pollution, but it's this bad in Delhi because we already have poor air quality year round. Now, usually this means you'll wear a mask or sit indoors with an air purifier, waiting for the numbers to go down from 500 to a more reasonable 450. So let's look at this from a different perspective. I want to look at the Delhi pollution issue through the lens of its worst affected and most vulnerable residents, female construction workers. Construction sites are some of the most dust-laden, emissions-heavy places in the city. The air is like a soup of suspended particulate matter, and considering the rest of Delhi is in a smokescreen, you can imagine this is not the best spot for hard manual labor. And why specifically female workers? Well, because not only do they work through the terrible conditions at the construction sites, for less money than their male counterparts by the way, they are also exposed to indoor pollutants in the form of oil vapors, toxic smoke, and dust from cooking, cleaning, and managing their homes. These women have migrated from all over the northern states of India in search of better living standards, education for their kids, and the hope that they can earn more. But of course, they're still extremely poor. The highest earning 3% of women only make about 1 lakh rupees in a year. This means they don't have access to even basic sanitation and healthcare. In the past week, I visited a settlement northwest of Delhi where many of them live. People were moved here to Savda during the lead up to the Commonwealth Games in 2010 as part of a relocation program. When you live in a place like this, your priorities are very different. Besides the honestly terrible situation with overall pollution, in a recent survey, 75% of women said that they knew about air pollution, but less than 2% of them have ever approached anyone to report the issue. What it can do in terms of health effects, breathlessness, lung disease, skin allergies, scoliosis, is not even a topic of discussion for them. In fact, most of the time they need to take their infants and young children to the construction site with them, which is obviously not good. But the thing is, even for women who know about it, air pollution and its health impacts are not a priority. They care about wages and getting paid on time. The reality is, you don't get to think about workplace safety when you're worried about putting food on the table for your family. And of course, the pandemic didn't help their case, with many women having to return to their villages because there just wasn't any work in the cities. Now you might be thinking, well, what does the government think of all of this? In an effort to curb the pollution issue in Delhi, they have set up some guidelines for construction sites to follow, but I couldn't verify what was really going on there because the second thing that they've done is to ban all construction work during peak pollution time in Delhi. The government does understand the kind of strain this puts on construction workers, so they have offered temporary wage compensation in specific cases. But it was November when I recorded this, so I couldn't go to any construction sites, which is a minor inconvenience for me, but for a daily wage earner, that is their livelihood gone. The point is, these women need a voice beyond their own. It's easy for us to sit at home and complain about the issue, but they don't even have the choice. They have to go and work in this environment every single day. So what can we do? You and I, we have a choice. This was mine. This video is me sharing their perspective, mostly for two main reasons. One, we should use our position of power or privilege and try to help those who need it. And two, it's really bad right now, but it could get much, much worse if we don't start at least talking about the issue. We could all be looking at a situation where stepping out in Delhi becomes an eye-watering, lung-collapsing experience for most of the year. There's still time to save this city from what it's becoming. And what you can do is start by creating awareness. Share this video or tell people about the issue yourself. Now you know. But also, download the Green Delhi app. You can use that to lodge specific complaints around pollution in Delhi. And if you or someone you know runs a construction company or a construction site, follow the rules. They help. And of course, thanks for watching. This has been a really eye-opening experience for me. I want to also thank the Mahila Housing Trust who showed me around the space and kind of gave me all the information that I needed. They're doing some fantastic work, and I'm sure we can still turn things around. Let's help Delhi breathe again.